And so I say to you tonight, based on the Quran, that the civilization that is called modern Western civilization is the civilization of Gog and Magog. Allah speaks in the Quran in Surah Al-Kahf about Gog and Magog. And He says, إِنَّ يَأْجُوجَ وَمَأْجُوجَ مُفْسِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. That Gog and Magog, they commit fasad. Anything that they touch, they corrupt. And when they corrupt, their objective is to corrupt in such a way as to destroy. Shall I give you an example? Will I? Will you invite me to come back? Will you? All right. All right. There is another actor at work. It's not only Gog and Magog, it's Dajjal. And Dajjal is the mastermind who created modern Western civilization. But we don't have the time tonight to deal with Dajjal. But if you read Jerusalem in the Quran, you will see Pax Britannica, and you will see Pax Americana, and then you will see Pax Judaica. Guess why they are bombing Syria? Do you know why? They are bombing Syria, they say, because of ISIS. But ISIS is a smoke screen that they created themselves. Their objective is to make of Syria another Libya. That's what they want. But they've not been able to succeed so far. No. The Syrian government has been supported by Russia, by China, by Iran, by Hezbollah in Lebanon. And the Syrian armed forces have fought with great bravery. The Syrian people have backed their president and their government. And so 3 years have passed and they've not succeeded in bringing about regime change in Syria. They want the regime change in Syria. Why? Because they want an Islamic government in Damascus. That's why. They want an Islamic government like what you have in ISIS, beheading people. That's what they want. So they can say to the world that Islam is a rising force once again. And Islam is a menace to the world and a menace to Israel. We've got to do something about Islam. So they can wage their pre-planned war, casus bellum. That's why they want regime change in Syria. And they're going to get it now. They're going to get it now. They failed in Ukraine. They set a trap for Russia. And Allah guided Russia. And instead Russia handed them a defeat in Crimea. The biggest setback that the Zionist movement ever experienced in their entire history was the loss of Crimea. And that was the brilliance of Russia. And they're losing in eastern Ukraine as well. So what they did was, in order to start the bombing on ISIS, they had to get the government of Ukraine to settle quickly. Settle with eastern Ukraine. A ceasefire. They needed this. So you got it so that they could start the bombing. ISIS is a smoke screen. The idea is to start bombing in Syrian territory. Security Council of the United Nations can't stop them. Because who is there? Only Russia. If anyone is to stop them from bombing in Syria, it has to be Russia. And that's what they want Russia to do. Because they want a war with Russia. I cannot explain to you in this short period of time why they want the war with Russia. It has to do with the mountain of gold and the river Euphrates, the monetary system, and BRICS. They want to preserve their rule over the world of money. That is what they want. And Russia today is the greatest threat to them because of BRICS. But I don't have the time to explain that to you. I don't have the time. So they're hungry, they're bloodthirsty for war with Russia. It's going to be a nuclear war. But they know they have to do it. Because Israel cannot rule the world until Russia submits. So now the bait is set in Syria. The bombing has started. Russia can do nothing more than protest. And protesting is not going to help you. They will continue to bomb and continue to bomb and continue to bomb until one day the Syrian armed forces will have to respond. And on that day when the Syrian armed forces respond, then the war will really start. It won't last for long. Because Russia cannot intervene. If Russia intervenes, it's nuclear war. And the Russian people will not accept a nuclear war to save non-Russian territory. So it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to succeed. It's just a matter of time before Syria becomes another Libya. But when ISIS takes over Syria, guess what's going to happen? Remember? The Prophet ﷺ prophesied an alliance with Rome in Akhirul Zaman. That's what they don't want. That is what they don't want. So I am telling you, I'm sorry to say it, but I am anticipating that these so-called jihad mujahideen, I call them Dajal's warriors, from the time they take over Syria, they're going to slaughter the Christians. It will be slaughter of the Christians. These are not Western Christianity, this is Orthodox Christianity. And when the Orthodox Christians are being slaughtered in Syria, in Iraq and elsewhere, then the Russian people will force the government to intervene. And then you'll get your nuclear war. That's the Armageddon, or the Prophet ﷺ called the Malhama. This is coming. They want the Malhama so that they can force the submission of all the world to the state of Israel. When the Malhama takes place, it will be thousands of nuclear weapons being used. We never experienced anything like this before in history. This will be the first time. When a nuclear explosion takes place, it's a mushroom cloud. So thousands of nuclear weapons, you would not be able to see any sunlight. The world will be in darkness for I don't know how long. No sunlight.